you're an indie game developer, you need to start building your email list. Why, you may ask? Because you cannot gamble when it comes to your financial future and the success of the launch of your game, hoping that people just magically go back to your Steam page or Steam magically picks up your game according to their algorithm. Take back control and start expanding your email list today. And here's how you're going to do it. Now, before I share those 7 email tips to start growing your newsletter, you have to understand how marketing funnels work. And this is the boring stuff, I know, but somewhere in this video, either in the description or I'll ping a little tag in this video, I'll be sure to include one of my previous videos which broke down all the different journeys that a client takes before eventually purchasing a product or service. This is going to be very important for you to understand. As an indie developer, as someone launching a game, congratulations, you just stepped into the unknown. You stepped into the world of entrepreneurship and being a business owner, technically. You have to understand how marketing funnels work, because you cannot get to the point where you're just pitching your game to an empty room. You have to learn how to draw in interested customers to fill that room, become interested in your product. They end up desiring your product, which ultimately leads them to take action on your product or service, which in this case is wishlisting your game or purchasing your game straight out. Make sure you take a look at that and then return to this one. Tip number 1 is optimizing your online profiles. This is anything from your website, your social media, your email signatures, your Discord channel, your Steam page for your game, literally anywhere that somebody can find you online. Make sure that there's a link that they can click on that will instantly send them to a landing page where they can subscribe to your newsletter. Now, if you don't know how to build out one of those, the email platform that I've always used my entire career is MailChimp or Brevo. Both of them have a free version, but basically there's tons of other how to start up your email list videos, so I'm not going to get into that. I'm just going to assume you guys already have started out an email list with one of these companies, but like I said, I've always used MailChimp. I really enjoy it, but inside of MailChimp, you can build out a templated landing page or a custom landing page where you can put a form on there and it provides you a little URL that you can post all over your online presence, and then from there people can subscribe to your email list as quickly as that. And if you really want to get fancy, if you want to shorten up the URL, because MailChimp will probably provide you some super long string, you can just use Bitly, or there's other websites out there that can shorten URLs for free, and you just use that, paste in your email signatures, put it over your website, your social medias, and you're good to go. Now, tip number 2 is a little bit of a different one. I guarantee you no other email marketing videos are going to have this tip on you, so you're getting a juicy one here thanks to your boy Coach Taz. But this one I've used personally my entire gaming career, and this one, we're pivoting away from marketing your email list to gamers to now specifically pivoting it to the influencers and the game journalists. So when you're ready to launch your game, you have a pool of email addresses to work with, and you can massively send a whole bunch of emails out to all these people that can potentially market your game and let people know that your game is set to a release or it's out today. And then you can amplify your voice by using other people's voices to do a lot of work for you. So this is one of my favorite tactics, but when I started very early on in my gaming career, when I didn't know anybody, I downloaded a free, it's like a CRM software. It's called Apollo.io, and I've talked about this in one of my previous videos. This is not sponsored or anything, I just really like the platform. Apollo.io is basically just a free software that you download to your computer, and you can help search it by particular people within industries, income ranges, locations, what their interests or hobbies are, and it's very, very detailed. And it will gather if it's public knowledge, if it's publicly out there, for free. It's 100% legal. It will provide you these email addresses, and then you can market to these content creators, influencers, game journalists, and you can let them know ahead of time, hey, this is what I'm doing, this is my game, would you like to take a look? And you can start to market your game that way. But having two separate email lists, where one is for potential buyers, your gamers that are interested in your game, and then also on this side, start building up your network, having that email list of journalists and people that can amplify your voice for you. It is going to really help you in the long run. So this is a long play. This is not something that you're going to get instant gratification from, but start working on building your network today with downloading apollo.io. Now, tip number 3 and tip number 4 work together in unison, or at least I've used them in unison in my personal career, so I'm going to combine them in this video. But tip number 3 is QA testing, and tip number 4 is utilizing online forums. Both of these avenues can help you grow your email list, and I'm going to explain to you why. On any marketing project that I've worked on, one of the first things that I would do is utilize other gamer feedback on things that they liked or disliked about a particular game within that genre. This is also called user research. So a lot of my UX designers will be very familiar with this process. But one little, I hate to say it, but hack or trick that I learned very early on in my career was I would get onto online forums, whether it's Facebook or Reddit or wherever. You have to think of people that are interested in this type of game that you're interested in building, or the tone or the brand of your studio. Because remember, we're building an email list not just to sell your game, but to sell your studio. You want to get your brand of your game studio out, so you're not having to work so hard marketing every individual game for the rest of your life. You want to market your studio and build a strong reputation with building high quality games from your studio, so gamers instantly have trust and rapport with you, so they're a lot more likely just to buy your game outright. Starting out, I would go to anywhere that I thought a potential gamer that was interested in this genre of game that I was marketing at the time. I would go to any online community that they were at, and I would simply ask, hey, would you be so helpful just to fill out this quick 2-minute survey on how to just tell me your experience with XYZ game. And the XYZ game would be a game that was like something similar up to the game that I was marketing. So if, let's just say hypothetically, if I'm on the marketing team for Avowed, just because that's hot in the news right now. If I was working on marketing Avowed, I would go to Skyrim players and I would figure out where they're hanging out at, and I would say, hey, tell me, in this online forum, I would say, hey, provide me a list of a few things that you really liked about Skyrim and things that you really didn't like about Skyrim. And even better, if you already have like some sort of small demo or concept art or something to show off these gamers. And a lot of people, because they're just willing to help, they want to help out, they'll volunteer just to say, hey, yeah, like, I want to see concept art of your game. Like, I want to play test your demo. Like, I want to do all these things. Like, you would be shocked by how many people just generally are good people and just want to help out game developers. Like, I have never had an issue as a marketer on any game that I've worked on when I'm trying to gather feedback from the community. Everybody's been very open and willing to help me, and we just developed this networking dialogue between each other. And eventually, after working together and communicating for so long, I'll ask them to join our email list. And more than likely, because they've realized I'm not some weirdo and I'm not a spammer, and I'm a real genuine human being that wants to make the best game possible, or at least market the best game possible, but they're more than happy to share their email address, and they want to stay in touch with the game, and they want to see the finished product. So utilize online forums and ask for some sort of QA testing, ask for player feedback, ask for likes and dislikes within particular similar game genres. Tip number 5 is all about contests and giveaways. When you are starting to grow your email list, we have to understand people are not going to give away their email address for free without getting something back in return. Start thinking creatively. What can you offer to people that see your brand, your game online, and what can you entice them with to stay in touch with you, stay in touch with your journey as a game developer and developing this particular title, whether it's, hey, I'm going to give you early access to the demo, or I'm just going to give you the demo because you're not going to release it publicly. My demo and early access only go to people on my email list, or you're going to create a particular server, a VIP server on your Discord channel. Like all these things, or even say concept art. Concept art is a big one. People love seeing behind the scenes stuff. So start thinking, what do you have at your disposal that you can in exchange for an email address? Tip number 6 is an obvious one, and you probably saw it coming a mile away because it's in every other video, but it's leverage your social media profiles. Listen, it's free advertising. You have to do it. But the best tip that I can give you today is make sure, if you're not already on it, make sure you start leveraging YouTube and TikTok today. The organic reach on both of those platforms is absolutely outrageous. There has been times where I've created the most boring, simplistic, unattractive video, and I've sent it out and it's gotten thousands and thousands and thousands of views, all organically. Just a few years ago, it was all about marketing your game on Reddit and Twitter, and now it's all about YouTube and TikTok. Make sure you get on the bandwagon and don't overcomplicate it. Even if you feel like you don't have any idea on how to make a TikTok video, it's okay. We all learn. Look up some of the developers that you really respect that are doing great work and just see how you can learn from them. But get on TikTok, get on YouTube, because I guarantee you, most game developers, when they're just posting stuff online, they're not leveraging their following and that organic audience to the best of their ability. Make sure that you are including call to actions either in the video or in the description of the video. Make sure you're always enticing and telling people where to go next. Where can they find you? If they're interested in seeing your gameplay, make sure you leave it off with a cliffhanger. Make sure you entice them. Make sure you show something impactful in your gameplay footage, and then if they want to see more, hey, you got to go to my email address. Click the link in the description below, and boom, I promise you, you're going to gain some followers from doing that. Tip number 7 to end us off today is all about collaborations. Now, for all my introverts out there, you're not going to like this, but you have to get comfortable with talking to people. This is sometimes the hardest part, a lot more than just spending years in the game development process. But start thinking, where is your ideal gamer hanging out at? What podcasts are they listening to? What content creators are they watching? And start getting in front of those people. Start collaborating with individuals and asking if you can go on particular podcasts. Can you do an interview with a young upcoming YouTube content creator? Listen, a lot of us get really fixated on collaborating with or doing influencer marketing with huge content creators that have millions of followers or hundreds of thousands of followers. Listen, start thinking of it this way. Even if you were to partner and do a podcast interview with a very young up-and-coming content creator that has a few thousand subscribers, hey, by you being showcased on their video, even to a few thousand subscribers, guess what? That is your game, your studio, your brand that is getting exposed to a few thousand more individuals than you could have done by yourself just by marketing to someone on Facebook. Like, we have to get real here. Like, we have to start utilizing other people to amplify our voice. And I said this before earlier on in this video. You are just one person. You are one voice. But if you had a team around you of people or team around you of voices that could all spread the same message, you are going to get your game in front of a lot more people. And it's going to make your life a lot easier. But during these podcast interview, when they are asking, how can people stay in touch with you? Everybody asks this at the end of every podcast interview. How can someone get in touch with you? Boom. Drop your email address. Drop the little bit.ly URL for people that can subscribe to your email newsletter. Make sure that the content creator, when he uploads his video, he puts that link in his or her description so you can grow your email list that way as well. So get creative, get out there, get exposed to the world, get comfortable with talking to people, because I guarantee you collaborations, or what the buzzword nowadays, influencer marketing, it's going to help you so incredibly much, and you'd be shocked by how many content creators are out there that are willing to showcase your stuff just to hope that they can grow their own channels. So there you have it, 7 tips to grow your email list so you can get exposed to more gamers and have a greater chance of selling more copies of your upcoming title. If you found this video helpful, be sure to leave a comment down below, because obviously you all know it helps with the algorithm. Let me know whatever marketing questions you may have. If you're interested in signing up for my own private newsletter where we'll do a lot more deep dives into tips like this, make sure you let me know that that's something that you're interested in. On occasion, I've built out Word documents and full marketing audits, breaking down indie game titles and good things that they did with their marketing plan and things that they could have done better at. If you'd like me to share some of those documents, let me know. This channel's for you. I started this channel to help indie game developers be able to do what they love full time. So I've been doing marketing for a very long time, y'all, and I love just teaching and helping people. So ask questions, let me know how I can help you. But once again, drop a comment, because obviously it helps with the algorithm. Let me know what's the next video or topic that I should discuss. But until next time, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.